Meet John. He's pretty handy with a chainsaw. John has worked with chainsaws for most of his life and has never been injured while doing so. Until today.
Hey, who is that? And what's all this business about me getting hurt?
I'm the narrator. Now you just go on about with your chainsawing. I guess you could say John never saw it coming.
You got puns now, huh? I suppose this is one of those cheesy old training safety videos, isn't it?
Actually, it is. Now you just go on with your chainsawing so we can continue with the film.
I call BS. The video quality is way too good to be one of those old films. Uh-oh.
You know what you must do.
No way, man. I'm not going to be a victim in whatever kind of training video this is. I'm going to call it a day.
Oh no. Looks like somebody's bleeding pretty bad. Something must be done to stop that bleeding.
I know. I'll rub some dirt in it. That's what my pa always told me to do.
Hold on there, little Johnny. The best way to stop that bleeding is with direct pressure. Have you ever used an Israeli bandage?
No.
That's okay. I'll walk you through the steps.
Well, all right.
Here we see an Israeli bandage in its original packaging. Go ahead and tear it open. Inside of that packaging, you'll find that the bandage is in yet another plastic package. To save yourself a step, you could just store it like this in your first aid kit or backpack. Go ahead and tear that package open too and remove the Israeli bandage. You'll see that at one end of the bandage there's a pad and a banana-shaped D-ring that's split down the middle. Notice how the bandage has a little bit of stretch to it. You'll start by placing the pad and the ring directly over the wound. Pull the short end of the bandage tight, and then take the long length of bandage and wrap it around the wounded area. See that split in the D-ring? We're going to take the bandage and slide one end through to the left and the other end through to the right. That way it's through the ring. Now we're going to wrap this bandage doubled over the ring, the opposite direction that we started from. The first wrap we'll put off to the side. The second wrap will go to the other side. This will ensure that the edges of our bandage are sealed from any dirt or debris getting into the wound. Now, pulling the wrap tight, we're going to continue to wrap over top of the D-ring, which should be above the wound. This will help in applying the pressure that we need to stop the bleeding. At the tail end of the Israeli bandage, you'll find this plastic hook that you can use to secure the bandage to one of the wraps. Good job, little Johnny. You just applied an Israeli bandage. But as with any other skill, this is one that you should practice over and over again to make sure that in an emergency, it's second nature.
Well, look at that. Little Johnny's going to be okay. You know, you can apply an Israeli bandage to yourself. It's a little tricky with one hand, but you can do it. Now, if this bandage becomes soaked through with blood and the pressure is not enough to stop the bleeding, you may need to apply a tourniquet. But that'll be a subject for another day, another video. Now, this is called the Israeli bandage because, you guessed it, it was invented in Israel back in 1984 by an Israeli combat medic who, while he was in training, he noticed some of the bandages they were using were from the 30s and 40s even. And he also was kind of taken aback because they taught the medics to use what they called the stone method. Basically, wrap a wound and then put a stone on top of it to apply the pressure. And he thought, you know what, we can do better than that. And this is what he came up with, the Israeli bandage. They're available on Amazon, all different kinds of sizes. You definitely should have one in your first aid kit, your backpack, your tackle box, something, because it's a great way to apply pressure to a wound that's bleeding and help stop the bleeding. And I definitely suggest you buy at least a couple. But however many you're going to buy one additional. That way you can go ahead and open it up and practice with it over and over and over again until you get it down. Practice wrapping an arm, practice wrapping a leg, a torso. Make sure you buy one extra so that you can use it for practice. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Consider becoming a subscriber by hitting subscribe below. And if you got any questions, comments, or complaints, that's what the comment section's for. Check it out. Anyway, I'll see you all down the trail somewhere. Until then, have a great day.